Coming up on today's After News, WWE has no plans for this exciting star of theirs.
MJF opens up about the Britt Baker incident.
John Cena promises he won't unretire.
And an NXT wrestler becomes a free agent.
I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Phil Chambers.
And this is the After News. What is going on, Phil Chambers, with Dragon Lee? He was sensational down in NXT. Big fanfare, came into the main roster, did a bit, and nothing. The last we saw of him was the Mexico tour for WWE. Fightful Select have come through on their Patreon page with a bit of an added update on this. Hasn't appeared on TV since Raw of the 17th of June. He isn't even imminently planned for Raw either, but he is scheduled for main event tapings. According to the Ask Sean Ross Sapp portion of their Discord, it's going to be against, it's already happened, probably happened last night actually, against Ludwig Kaiser, which is a real shame because I think Dragon Lee is a phenomenal performer and is, well, he wasn't being underutilised and now he certainly is.
Yeah, he's genuinely incredible in the ring. One of the best dives in the business. It's, kind of mad what they're doing because they've kind of been desperate for that next big luchador forever, WWE. They've been trying it.
And they've got
quite a lot.
They've got loads now that they like, so much so that they normally just go, do you want to be in the LWO Legado?
Yeah.
Just do that.
And it felt like when they first brought him up that it was actually going to be done with a bit of fanfare and a bit of like and then it was just all over the place, and then they kind of dropped him, and then he was back, and then he's gone again. It's so bizarre. Hopefully this is just a bit of a reset for them, and they're just kind of trying to come up with a new creative thing for it, and they're going to bring him in properly.
I don't know if it's good or bad that I'm automatically thinking maybe they're waiting to bring him, to use him as part of the Phoenix Penta
Potentially.
thing.
Where they're like, what's better than one luchador?
Yeah.
3 luchadors.
Or they could just be waiting for his brother Wes to finish up his time in NXT, just turn heel, of course.
Bring him up as a tag team.
They can bring his other brother, Keith, back to WWE. And maybe they can even sign Brocco, my favourite of the Lee family. But yes, we'll keep it posted. I assume he lost to Ludwig Kaiser on main event because Kaiser's obviously being involved in bigger stuff right now in WWE.
You would push. As basically Italian man. That's the entire gimmick. Moving over to AEW. MJF has opened up about the Britt Baker incident with the Cultaholic guys.
Hey!
Shout out to those guys, hello. So I've just got a quote from the interview, so I'm just going to read it out, because he says...
I watched the first few minutes of that this morning and really felt for poor Jack on that. It is a real baptism of fire the first few minutes sitting down with Maxwell.
Jack is the funniest guy you could possibly put next to Maxwell.
What was it he said? We have gravy. That's one of my favourite quotes from in there.
Love it. MJF said, tell me if this passes the smell test. I barge into a woman's locker room, I scream in the face of a 110-pound woman, and then I physically threaten her by punching a wall in her vicinity, and I don't get suspended. Does that pass the smell test to you? Almost everything that was written didn't happen. Everybody has workers at work that they may not get along with. I have a feeling that this was blown out of proportion because of all the English wrestling commentary places that make money off of people like me who are far more rich, famous, talented, handsome, and humble, and they need clickbait. I assume that's pointed directly at you.
No, because he knows. I know exactly what happened because we spoke about it immediately afterwards. I'm just, not allowed to explain exactly what happened.
Yeah. So if you don't know what happened, there was an incident backstage somewhere. There was arguments between Britt Baker and MJF.
Who was allegedly
Britt Baker allegedly said, complained about MJF getting an hour-long segment on TV in the women's locker room, which got back to MJF through Alicia or two, and then they had an incident and argument. But there were other reports saying that MJF punched a hole in the wall, and some reports saying that they barged into the women's locker room. Fightful Select reported that that was not true, that they were completely separate things, and he just knocked on the women's locker room and asked if he could talk to her. So slightly different, but that was the Fightful Select report, which I'm more inclined to believe than some other rumours.
Well, obviously, I'm always inclined to agree with Maxwell, but I'm also very much inclined to agree with, Fightful's reporting, because they're usually spot on with these sorts of things. I'm glad it was kind of nipped in the bud by the disciplinary committee. It's all going to have to be resolved in the next couple of weeks because they're coming here for
theory,
for
it's
Wembley.
resolved now. Britt Baker served a suspension. She said, did a fine. Now we're just moving on.
Yeah, let's move past this. And like you say, I think as MJF says, you're not going to get along with everyone that you work with, and sometimes you just have to kind of negotiate around that. But yeah, I think the let's say exaggerated version of events, it seems pretty unplausible. But very excited to see both Britt and MJF and all of the AW guys at All In.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's a week on Sunday, Phil. It's suddenly come around very fast.
It has come around really fast, quick. We need to get ourselves sorted for this bloody live show that we're doing. whatculture.com/tickets. Live at Wembley-ish. 2-minute walk away from Wembley Stadium at the Crystal Club. Like a bit of a pre-show, live show, and then like an extended meet and greet hangout. There's going to be food and drinks available.
Will MJF be there? No, he'll be getting ready for his match with Will Ospreay.
But you never know.
Where he could be afterwards, celebrating his inevitable victory over Will Ospreay for that beautiful American championship. Will be Sweet Chin Disco, because that goes down immediately after All In. I'm hosting, so why wouldn't he come out and hang out with his best mate?
Why wouldn't he?
Maxwell, respond to my text. But I'll tell you who is going to be there alongside Muggins here and the rest of the What Culture gang. Max Caster, Prince Nana, and some special guest I've been strictly told by Sam I'm not allowed to say. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say there's going to be special guests, but
but special guests.
But yeah, it's back at the Crystal Club. But as Phil said, where we're doing the live show earlier on in the day, it's just going to be a shuttle run from Wembo back there, basically. After we film what went down, and ups and downs, of course.
Links to both in the description and the comments. And
don't mess about tickets.
50 tickets remaining for the Sweet Chin Disco thing.
Yeah, so tickets for both shows going fast. So get them right now, and we'll see you. God, next Sunday.
Exciting.
What a day that is going to be. I think that might be the best day of the year. Genuinely. It's my son's first birthday on Saturday.
Yeah.
Friday.
Of course.
The party's on Saturday.
There you go.
You're not all invited. I'm going to the food. Right. John Cena's retiring, Phil.
He is.
Can we mention this?
Just a little bit.
Okay, well, he's definitely not going to unretire, because we all know that wrestling retirements aren't worth the paper they're written on. But yeah, he's going to do a big thing next year. He's going to be at all the big shows. And they're going to milk that boy dry, basically, before he retires. But according to an interview of his with comicbook.com, after December 2025, that is it. No going back. He talks about the trust he's built up with the fans and the fact that if he just went, it's been 6 months, I'll have another match. He says there isn't a check writer with enough money to change my mind. When I hang up in December, it isn't something I don't want to continue for ego or financial gain. I mean, I think he's probably all right for that, and he's also got
I think he's fine for financial
great Hollywood
gain,
career that he's built for himself. I built a relationship of trust and authenticity over the years with the WWE, and that's people who think I suck and people who believe in me. They know that I shoot them straight. I'm trustworthy. I mean what I say. When I'm done in December, I am done. It is the last time I will perform in a ring. It's going to sort of make me appreciate more when we are inevitably at WrestleMania next year, Phil. Being able to see him in person, I sort of took it for granted after, because we said on the way over for 39, we knew obviously him and Theory were going to open, and we were a bit like, that's not the biggest match of the night, but I was like, no, I need to get over there because I've never seen a John Cena entrance. I've just seen the Thugonomics thing he did at 35. And then the match started and I was like, okay, should we get a beer or something? Get a beer. Yeah.
It wasn't the best of matches.
Whereas now, I mean, obviously a legend in the industry, and I do like the fact that they've signposted it more than just this Sunday is going to be my last ever match. It does feel a lot more genuine. And
I mean, in terms of a promoting tool, basically every town he goes to, it's going to be the last time John Cena's in that town. So he's got an immediate selling point for every ticket in that building for like a year.
And I think obviously as the years have gone on, he's gone from a lot more of a love or hate figure to just kind of everyone kind of loves him because he kept it all together. Yes, he may have gone over some people he shouldn't have, Wade Barrett. And a belated happy birthday to him, by the way.
There you go.
Is
he coming on Saturday?
I did DM him. I will say this. I did DM him saying, because I saw he got Cody in a Preston North End shirt, I said, get him in a Spy Right shirt next. So I am working on that, Chesterfield fans. But yeah, I think John Cena is just a real legend of the business. And I also believe him when he says he's not going to unretire because, I mean, he will probably make appearances further down the road to rap battle people, but when he's done, and you know, he's bloody sacrificed his body enough for this business.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for this run. I think they, like you say about the sort of rehabilitation of John Cena, or like getting everyone like to appreciate him more than
was it the
like,
US?
The US Open Challenge did like a huge amount for that.
I agree.
The amount of people they didn't like beat him. He didn't put him over because he had the title, obviously, but he like introduced a lot of people to the main roster in quite a big way, like Cesaro and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and
Neville, Pat,
like so many people he had these like great matches with in that run, and I think that did a lot to kind of rehab his image of like going, oh yeah, Cena is actually okay.
I think the peak of my hate for him was when Kevin Owens came along and I was like, kick his ass, Kevin, do it. And he did,
great fun.
Which was great. First match, amazing. And then John Cena got his wins back. But it's going to be great to see him on this farewell tour of 2025.
Absolutely, and let us know down in the comments below what you want to see him do on that farewell tour. What do you want to see him do at his last WrestleMania, his last SummerSlam, etc., etc.? Who do you want to see him fight?
CM Punk.
Yeah.
CM Punk.
Gotta happen in there somewhere. Yes, NXT, moving over, one of your guys. An NXT wrestler has become a free agent. Damon Kemp, real name Bobby Stevenson, has revealed last month that the WWE weren't really going to renew the contract, and that contract has officially ran out yesterday, so he is a free agent. He signed back in 2021, and he's been part of the No Quarter Catch crew on NXT TV, and he's obviously the brother of Gable Stevenson as well, who also got released earlier this year.
Far more talented brother.
Yeah.
In terms of pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling, yeah, absolutely. But his deal is officially up yesterday. He put out a tweet saying, as of today, I am no longer contracted with WWE. I want to wrestle anywhere and everywhere. So he is hitting the town to go out wrestling.
Yeah, shame this. I liked him in NXT. Fit with that. I don't know what they are now. No Quarter Catch crew. I'm warming to them very quickly. You know, William Regal's son's obviously Charlie Dempsey's in charge of them, and you've got Ren Sinclair now sort of forcing her way into the group. I'm excited to see what they do next, those guys. And I'm excited to see what Damon Kemp does next, because I do think he's got real potential. Like I say, especially when compared to his brother. So best of luck to him. It was a weird one. He just sort of was on TV one week, and then actually, in storyline, murdered by the No Quarter Catch crew. Hence why Ren Sinclair... if you're unaware, the reason why Ren Sinclair is getting into the group is because she has blackmailed the group because she saw them kill him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you should be watching NXT every single week, as well as, of course, Joe Hendry being just the best. And Obafemi versus Otis tonight.
Hello.
What?
That is actually really fun.
That is going to be kick-ass. I love NXT. But yeah, best of luck to Damon Kemp in the future.
Watch NXT.
Catch him on the indie circuits. And check out our NXT preview coming your way later on today, Raw review, and of course, Ups and Downs with Simon Miller coming on this channel. Actually, it's probably already out by the time this news video goes out.
So go watch it.
So if you're thinking, well, that's a bit of a late news, Adam and Phil, that's because me and Sige did the morning news, which you can check out right here. Ta-da!